Okay. Okay, guys. We're just getting started. I've got 6 tires to do tonight. I probably won't do all of it just because how long it takes to get through them all. Each tire, they've been on there heating up for about 35 minutes. So we're about ready to go. Anyways, each tire takes about 15 to 20 minutes to cut. Today I've got two 31 Blackbirds, two 32 Blackbirds, and then one set of 33 Pros. I'm switching out tires right now, or wheels, sorry. I have a few different sets of wheels. Yeah, I've got a few different sets of wheels. I just had my 17-inch from doing some bigger tires. I did some 36s the other day. I'm just swapping them out to my 15s. Thanks, man. The old stash. Anyways, we'll pull the first one off in just a second. Trying to get everything ready because, as you know, if you guys joined on before or you've seen any of the videos on Instagram that I put up, the tires, they're hot, and you gotta cut them while they're still hot. So we'll jump on the first one right now. A little bit of noise. It'll go away in just a minute. always takes just a minute for that to fill back up. Feel free to ask questions. If I don't see your question right away, wait longer. This is a pretty I don't know, this is something that requires quite a bit of focus, so I will look up and read questions or posts that are shared, but I'm not going to be paying attention to it the entire time, just because it's extremely easy to screw up a tire, and they are not cheap if you're familiar with them. So so if you're not familiar with this is these are paddle tires. They go on buggies side by sides. They're meant for riding out in the sand dunes, and they're molded tires, as opposed to, some people are familiar with like vulcanized, which means you glue the paddles on. These are not like that. These are molded tires, meaning they go into a mold and they're formed the way that they look now. And every tire has, this is a 31 Blackbird. It has 3 different size paddles. These ones were chosen with the number 2, which means the number 1 paddle and the number 3 paddle were removed, cut off. And normally that's how people take them. I'm comp cutting this, which means all of the excess rubber in between each paddle, I'm taking that all the way down to the cords. So we're getting literally as close as we can. You can see the cords, the indentations there. We're trying to stay away from the color though. And the whole purpose of this is to make the tire as light as possible. So on this tire, we'll expect probably 7 to 8 pounds off once finished. So this is a grooving gun. This is made by Van Alstyne. Van Alstyne, it's the GV1000. You can find it on Jags or like most like performance places online, similar to Jags. And then they have different size blades. This is a, there you go, now you can see it. So this is a hot knife. So that means it's got a, when you push it, once it's under pressure, it heats the blade up and gets it super hot so it can cut through the rubber. So between the blade being hot and the tire being hot, it cuts through the rubber with ease. Because otherwise, if you try to do it when it's cold, it's damn near impossible. You're pushing as hard as you can, it's not going anywhere. You're just struggling, and not only that, but if you have a smaller blade, like more narrow, it's a lot easier because of what I'm doing, just trying to fill as much space in between. This is a custom blade that is, I have to custom order this. You can't just order it off of their, yeah. You can't just order it off their website. They only go up to about 1 inch wide. This is about 1.5 inches. I have to custom order it every time. And I have to order them in bulk just because of that. So, but what's nice is 1.5 inches, it makes it so you only have to do 3 passes, covering the most amount of area, and it makes it super even all the way across and gives it that good look that you're looking for. So, I've done a handful of tires cold, and it takes anywhere from 1 to 2 hours to do 1 tire, depending on how cold the tire actually is. So heating up the tire is, man, it's almost mandatory, especially for how often I'm cutting tires. It's not uncommon to bring home, you know, anywhere from 6 to 10 tires at a time. And I do my best to get through them in a timely manner. So I try to get through them in a single night. Obviously, it's not always possible, so it takes a little bit longer, but just depends on the demand. And I primarily work with Sand Tires Unlimited dealers directly. So they'll order in bulk. Like this is all, the 6 tires that I have tonight, they're all from one dealer. And, you know, they have 3 different customers all lined up at the same time. They've been waiting to get these done. So they finally put the order in today, and here we are. Went and picked them up today. Since it's Friday, I'll cut them tonight. I'll deliver them back to Sand Tires Unlimited on Monday, and then STU will ship them just like they would a normal order. So it's pretty convenient for consumers and dealers. But there's not many people that will comp cut. So that's why I've partnered with a bunch of dealers to get this done. Yeah, it takes some time, man. And even though the tire's hot and this is hot, I still gotta push. I'm pushing hard right now. So, and we're almost done. We're getting there. We're getting there, little bits at a time. What's cool is how much interest there is in comp cutting. I started just play cutting tires, meaning just removing the paddles. And that was something that I started doing on the side, just helping STU. They get super busy come Glamis season. And yeah, when the Glamis dune season turns on, STU went from being totally caught up on everything to being super behind, literally in a matter of a couple days, because all the companies, all the dealers put their orders in at the same time, because all the customers start calling at the same time, putting in theirs. Anyways, they were super backed up, and I was friends with the owner, and we started talking and he told me about how busy he gets, and I'm like, well, I can help. I got a lot of free time. At the time I was working a remote job that allowed me a lot of free time, and so I'd go get all my work done, and then I'd drive down, fill up an entire enclosed trailer with tires, take them home. I made the same setup I've got right here. I made this at my old place, and anyways, that year in particular was crazy. They had a massive influx of orders. Like, I remember talking to him, and he was like, yeah, we're 4 or 5 months behind at the rate that we're going right now. We'll figure it out, but as of right now, we're super behind. I said, all right, well, let me get a setup going, and within a month and a half, he was like, yeah, we're caught up, and we're gonna stay caught up if we keep going. I said, okay, great. So we finished out that season. It was awesome. Totally caught up. There you go. Totally caught up, and it turned out really good. So here's the first tire. And I'll get some close-ups too, but looks like we didn't do too bad. Couple diggers, but nothing bad. This spot right here is common. You can see it's right there and right there. And that strand goes all the way across diagonally. And the reason why is this is a 4-ply tire. This is a 5th ply, basically, where what happens is this overlaps. The 2 4-plies come together and it creates one more extra. So it sticks up a little bit higher. You can see the little bump there. So it's pretty common. You'll be coming across and you'll cut right through it, just like I did right here. And that's totally fine. It doesn't ruin the tire. It's an extra set of plies. So basically that just takes it down to normal, what it is. The tire performs perfectly fine. No leaks, looks good. Now, the reason comp cutting is such a hard thing to find is because